Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Emotionally destroyed. Erika Jayne reacts to Tom Girardi's prison sentence. The drama surrounding the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has taken a darker turn as Erika Jayne's former husband, once renowned attorney Tom Girardi, has been sentenced to more than 7 years in prison. The reality TV star, known for her bold persona and high-octane performances, is said to be devastated by the outcome, though she continues to distance herself from his criminal actions. Girardi, 86, was a legal titan in Los Angeles before his fall from grace. After years of legal proceedings, he was found guilty by a jury in August 2024 of 4 counts of wire fraud, having stolen millions from clients, including widows, orphans, and burn victims. While Erika Jayne, 52, has never been criminally charged, she has found herself embroiled in the civil aftermath. The bankruptcy trustee for Girardi's now-defunct law firm is suing her for $24 million, money they allege he transferred to her over the years. She has repeatedly denied any knowledge of wrongdoing, insisting her only involvement was as a wife unaware of the depth of Girardi's financial deceit. Attorney Jim Wilkes, who represents Jayne in an unrelated Florida case and was once close friends with Girardi, spoke candidly to the U.S. Sun about how the sentence has affected her. Erika spent many years with Tom. She is experiencing a wave of emotions, he said. I'm sure she's emotionally destroyed, but there's a part of her that's shut off and compartmentalized. If someone you loved and trusted, and everyone else told you to trust, broke every bit of trust you had in them, and didn't even tell you, covered it up, how would you feel? Jayne filed for divorce in November 2020 after 21 years of marriage, citing irreconcilable differences. Since then, she has maintained her distance, claiming she is no longer in contact with Girardi and expressing sadness over his decline. Girardi was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in March 2021 and placed under conservatorship that July. Despite the diagnosis, he was deemed competent to stand trial. Wilkes believes that while Girardi may suffer from dementia, he was aware enough to understand his actions and the illegality of them. I don't think Erika has a particular opinion over whether he goes to a treatment center or prison. The court makes that decision and she wasn't a part of this process, Wilkes said. He's been charged and sentenced to prison. That's what happens to people who do this. Am I happy about it? No, I'm not happy to see anyone suffer. But Tom was a prominent figure and he did some stupid stuff. He deserves to be punished for what he did. He didn't mince words about the severity of Girardi's crimes or the consequences. It looks like he did a lot for a long time. He lost everything. You have to deal with the consequences. The system is not perfect, but I'm sure he'll be in minimum security as he's no threat. But prison is still prison. You can't get up and go to the refrigerator. If he's aware of being punished for something he shouldn't do, then that's what prison is for. While Jayne and Girardi never had children together, she has a son from a previous relationship, and he has adult children from earlier marriages. The public unraveling of Girardi's life has been especially poignant for Jayne, who reflected on his decline in health during a RHOBH after-show segment, calling it very sad. As the legal fallout continues, Erika Jayne remains a polarizing figure, defending herself publicly while trying to rebuild both her personal and professional life, in the shadow of one of the most notorious legal scandals had barely faded when Erika Jayne, glamazon of reality television and former pop siren, stepped into the spotlight once more, not for a performance, but for a reckoning. With Tom Girardi, her estranged husband and once renowned legal titan, sentenced to prison for his role in one of the most infamous legal scandals in recent memory, Erika's reaction wasn't the scripted, cold composure some might have expected. It was raw, wounded, and startlingly real. I am emotionally destroyed, she said in a subdued tone to a cluster of reporters gathered outside her West Hollywood home. No rhinestones. No leopard print. Just a woman bearing the bruises of betrayal. From fairy tale to fallout. Erika Jayne, and Tom Girardi once appeared to be an unlikely, but strangely magnetic pair. He, a respected attorney known for his part in the Erin Brockovich case. She, a former cocktail waitress turned pop diva, with a glamorous persona that sparkled on Bravo's The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But behind the carefully curated sparkle of Erika's on-screen persona was a world cracking at the seams. The fairy tale began to unravel in 2020 when Girardi was accused of embezzling millions in client funds, money that was meant for widows, orphans, burn victims, and plane crash survivors. In the whirlwind that followed, Erika became an unwilling protagonist in a real-life legal drama, one that stripped away her gowns and glam to reveal something far more fragile underneath, her reality. The sentence heard around Beverly Hills. On Tuesday morning, a federal judge sentenced Tom Girardi to 16 years in prison, sealing the fate of a man once revered in legal circles. The courtroom was packed with victims, journalists, and a handful of former colleagues who now whispered shame instead of praise. Girardi, now in his 80s and diagnosed with Alzheimer's, sat largely silent during the proceedings, his once commanding presence diminished to a husk of its former self. For Erika, the sentence was not a victory, it was a wound reopened. "I don't know how to feel. There's no winning here," she said, clutching a tissue in one hand and a single gold necklace around her neck, one of the few pieces she's managed to hold on to. "I loved a man I thought I knew, and now I'm grieving someone who never really existed." A house of cards. The illusion of their marriage had been held aloft for 2 decades, a marriage full of extravagant gifts, private jets, and luxury real estate. Erika's role in Girardi's legal affairs remains under intense scrutiny, though no criminal charges have been brought against her as of yet. She's maintained that she had no knowledge of Tom's misdeeds, insisting she learned about his alleged crimes at the same time as the public. Critics questioned her timing and her tears. Others saw a woman trapped in a gilded cage, one she never realized was constructed from stolen dreams. "The hardest part," she confessed during a tearful interview with Watch What Happens Live, "is knowing that while I was building a brand, people were losing everything. And I didn't know, or maybe I didn't want to know. That keeps me up at night." The Erika Jayne reinvention. In the years since the scandal exploded, Erika has tried to pick up the shards of her shattered life. Gone are the million-dollar glam squads and weekly photo shoots. In their place, depositions, court dates, and emotional whiplash. Yet the star has been far from idle. She launched a Las Vegas residency, Bet It All on Blonde, which doubled as a statement of defiance and survival. While the crowds came for the campy costumes and catchy beats, many stayed for something deeper, the spectacle of resilience. Even on stage, Erika didn't shy away from the elephant in the room. "This next song," she once said before belting out $XXPEN$IV, "is for anyone who's ever had to start over, broke and broken." Still, she remained under fire. Social media dissected her every move. Memes mocked her tears. Even fellow housewives turned cold. But Erika Jayne refused to vanish. Instead, she leaned in, with vulnerability, with anger, and at times with a surprising grace. "I wanted accountability. I got silence." Erika claims Tom never apologized to her directly, not for the public embarrassment, not for the lawsuits, not for the financial collapse of their marriage. "He never said sorry," she told People magazine. "Not once. I waited, thinking maybe he'd call, even from whatever facility they had him in. But it was silence, deafening silence." When asked if she planned to visit him in prison, she didn't hesitate. "No," she said flatly. "I said goodbye to that man a long time ago. The one I knew died with the truth."